My name is Noah Wiebe, and I'm a grade 7 student at KCS, and your host of this segment we're calling The Bright Side. Can't we all use a little brightness in our lives right about now? Let's face it, this past year had some dark moments and a global pandemic that limits your social interaction to just the people in your house? Do you know how hard that is for a kid my age? Seriously, it makes going to the dentist seem like a birthday party at Disneyland. But as a community here at Trinity, we refuse to give into that shadow of despair that creeps into our world through our TVs, internet, or like for my little brothers not being able to play in a McDonald's play place. Or so I've heard, because if anyone knows my mom, she isn't into Big Macs. Instead, we want to be a community who lives out one of my favorite verses, Matthew 5:16, where it says, "Shine, be generous with your lives, but opening up to others, you'll prompt people to open up with God." That's what The Bright Side is all about, highlighting stories, people, and places where we've seen our community shine. And speaking of goodness, our first story celebrates the wedding of Bailey and Daniel, happening this weekend. Bailey was our angel at our Christmas at Trinity services back in 2019. I loved that Christmas service, mainly because I was part of the Next Gen crew, handing out, eating, chocolate and candy canes. Was that too harder? Anyway, shortly after coming to Trinity with some mutual friends, Bailey got connected to a small group where she was introduced to Daniel. Now, 1 year later, Bailey and Daniel are celebrating their very own angelic moment. I'm pretty sure you won't have any problems finding your room at an inn these days. What does that mean? Oh, I get it now. That's hilarious. Pastor Wayne experienced a bright side moment last week when he drove through a Timmie's only to find that his coffee had already been paid for. When he got to the window, he was told a guy came through and left $100 on a gift card to spread some joy for people who weren't expecting it. Wayne was so moved that he wanted to do the same and pay it forward, but only after going through the drive-thru a second time to get a farmer's wrap meal and a donut and a bagel. If you've ever walked in or called Trinity's front office, there's a 99.2% chance that you would have met Bonnie or Tracy. These two lovely ladies are the front lines of smiles and information for everyone. Just last week, they got a phone call from Gail. She lives in the frozen tundra of Winnipeg and has a family here in Kelowna. She's been watching Trinity online since COVID began to stay connected with her Kelowna family. She's been learning so much from the story and loved it so much that she launched her own Trinity Church Anywhere with a few other ladies. How cool is that? Gail, to show our appreciation, we're sending you a little Trinity care package, complete with toque and mitts and a getaway to Mexico to get you through February in Manitoba. Oh, no Mexico? Sorry. Stay warm, Gail. And finally, if you haven't been following along on Instagram, here are some cute pics of baby Emerson, because babies make the world brighter. Well, that wraps up the first but definitely not the last episode of The Bright Side. And if you know a story where someone has brought light to others, we want to hear about it. Just send us an email at thebrightside@trinitykelowna.ca. Shine on, people. Shine on.